following new developments in the case against the man who stood trial for Samantha Woll's murder. Woll was found stabbed to death outside her Detroit condo in October. Michael Jackson-Bolanos was found not guilty last week of first-degree murder, but the jury was deadlocked on first-degree felony, premeditated murder, and home invasion.
The defense wants the case dismissed, saying prosecutors don't have the legal authority to refile murder charges. Jackson-Bolanos will be back in court on August 9th. The prosecution has until then to respond to that motion to dismiss. Joining us now to discuss is defense attorney Lillian Diallo. As always, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
So let's start with the defense's argument that they don't have the grounds to refile these charges. Is there anything to that?
Absolutely correct. The prosecutor's office understands this. Let me be clear. They cannot refile felony murder charges because he was acquitted of the premeditated murder, and within the premeditated murder they had second-degree murder as well. So he was acquitted of first and second-degree murder, right? So the felony murder is, a murder that happens during a felony, right? That's first degree, and second degree is the lesser included. They can never bring this back again. Let me be clear. They know, the prosecutor's office knows 100% they cannot bring this case back. And let's go a little step further. The home invasion has to fail as well because their theory of home invasion is an assault. He's been acquitted of any assaultive crime, 1 or 2. The prosecutors should have chosen one of the theories of murder. Either it's going to be premeditated or felony murder. Because they went for 2, both of them, and that's kind of greedy, they lose on both now.
So in your opinion, then why has it even gotten to this? Why is it even allowed to get to this point? Is that just how the courts work here?
I'm just going to say the appellate attorney, he knows for certain because I went over there and talked to him while they were up at the bench over there that time, right? I said, this case can't come back. We agree. He knows for a fact. Now, the judge says she wants to do her research. Listen, first-degree felony murder is gone. Any theory of murder in this particular case is now gone because the jury rendered a verdict on the premeditated murder count, which also included the second-degree murder. So there's no theory of murder he can come back on. Ever, or never. He is precluded. There is case law, Yeager versus U.S., 557 U.S. 2009 case. That's a U.S. Supreme Court case. They know this, right? It is a very nuanced area of the law, but I'm kind of nerdish like that. But once I saw the verdict form, I knew there is no way it can come back. Ever, ever, ever.
So just to be clear, for those of us who did not go to law school, when a jury deadlocks on a charge, is that essentially an acquittal?
So no, if they would not have had the premeditated murder there where they did not deadlock. It was an acquittal. And because it was an acquittal on both theories of murder, 1 and 2, you cannot come with any other murder. You cannot come with any other theory of murder, right? Now, if they would have hung on, let's say, all of it, right? We're back. But they did not. It was just the right one in which to throw everything in flux. I'm telling you, it is settled case law. The prosecutor's office knows this. They cannot bring this case back, period.
Out of the charges, Jackson-Bolanos was found guilty of lying to police with time served and stuff. How does that work? Is he going to sit in jail for a while until then to face that sentencing?
So we do know that on this last date, the judge said come back in 2 weeks. She would not entertain a bond motion for him, right? Now, had it have been me, I'd have been like, please, judge, because he's being held on an illegal bond because now the felony murder is gone. So he must get some kind of bond, right? Whether it's $1 million, $2 million, or whatever. He's on a remand, so there's no bond that he can post, right?
And why is that?
Because remand goes for certain crime classes. Homicide is always going to be one, right? Where it's not necessarily you have to be remanded, but that's probably favored in most cases, right? This case is done. I'm telling you. And I'm not saying whether this is this, that is that. I feel bad for the family, right? Because I've been in their shoes. Nobody wants to sit here with a dead loved one that was slaughtered. But I'm telling you right now, they had problems with their case because I sat in that courtroom and was listening, right? I'm like, well, if he did this, where's all the blood? I mean, there was blood to the ceiling. Do you understand me? He would have been saturated, and it would have been in his shoes. You can't get rid of that. But whatever it is or isn't, he cannot be retried on felony murder. That is done. And it's something in the law called it's been decided. Once it's decided, we're done. You cannot reopen it, not at this level. It's just done now.
So then what happens for Samantha Woll's family? And we should note that they have said they do believe that Jackson-Bolanos is the one who killed their loved one, who killed Samantha. A lot of people have had questions about other witnesses we have seen in the case. Can any other charges be filed, or is this whole case just going to end here?
Be filed against Mr. Michael Jackson-Bolanos?
Or anybody else?
So maybe, you never know, the person that got use immunity, for God knows what reason. I've never seen anything like that.
Her ex-boyfriend.
Whoever he is, right? You get use immunity, you have to give something to get something. What did you give to them in order to get use immunity? I mean, they didn't need your testimony. If they can find another way to get him, go right ahead, or somebody else. But you cannot do Michael Jackson-Bolanos on this one, and justice for her doesn't mean injustice for him. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
All right.
Lillian, thank you so much again. Lillian Diallo, criminal defense attorney. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.